You're going to love this. Trust me.
Yo, Dragon Ball junkies, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. Today, I'm bringing you another Dragon Ball Super card game video. It's themed at Thursdays, and today we are checking out an oldie, but a goodie. Well, I don't know how good it is, but I've never tried it out. I've been meaning to for a long time. So today, let's get into Dr. Wheelo and his alternate Wincon right now. Alright guys, before we get into the gameplay, let's check out the deck. Just do a real quick look at this deck list. Basically, Dr. Wheelo, when we start with him, we get to start with a Dr. Wheelo's Lab on the field, which is this card. So we run one of those in our deck. It's a 6-drop field card. It cannot be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skill. So it's 1 is all you need in the deck. You're going to start with it on the field, so it doesn't actually count towards your deck count. I mean, it does count towards your deck count, but see, I'm running 54 cards, but it's kind of like I'm running 53 cards because this will start on the field. Your opponent's not going to be able to get rid of it. So basically, what this leader is it's got a unique Wincon. It's the only leader with this Wincon, and basically, different cards in your deck allow you to put cards under your Dr. Wheelo's Lab. And once you have 17 cards and your leader is awakened, once you have 17 cards under that, then you win the game. So basically all you're trying to do is stall the game out as long as possible and just keep slowly putting cards under that Dr. Wheelo's Lab until you finally get 17 under there and you win the game. So to stay very defensive, we've got a whole bunch of floodgates. We've got the dormant potential unleashed. We've got 2 of those since we are running the new Unison. This is one of the reasons why I built this deck, is because I wanted to test it out with this new Unison. So we've got the new Unison, which allows us to +1 to play a Dr. Wheelo card, or play 1 Dr. Cochin or a Frenzied Warrior card with energy cost of 2 or less in our hand. This is going to come in handy quite a bit for us to play our Frenzied Warriors out for free. And then the activate main is -2. You choose up to 1 Dr. Wheelo card with energy cost of 4 or less in your hand and play it. If you do, choose up to 2 of your opponent's battle cards, energy cost of 5 or less, and place them under a Dr. Wheelo's Lab in your battle area. So it's more ways to get stuff under our Dr. Wheelo's Lab. And basically we've got this 1-drop that lets us put a card from our deck under our Dr. Wheelo's Lab and then draw a card. So it's kind of a cantrip. It's our 1-drop. We can also play this off of our Unison. And what else can we play off of Unison? The Frenzied Warriors, we can play this off of our Unison. It's a blocker. It lets us place the top card of our deck under our Dr. Wheelo's Lab. So this gets cards under our thing. And then our super combo is also a Frenzied Warrior. We can play that off of our Unison if you want. We've got 2 of that. We've got 2 Bionic Blitz somewhere in here. Just a little hand control. And also this helps us with a rival of this guy. The reason we've got him in here is he's also hand control and he's a revive card. We're running blue-green. We have a lot of blue-green cards that we can afford to pitch for his revive cost. I'm sorry, this one is not the one with revive. Forget I said that. But he is a dual attack revenge blocker, so he adds some defense to our deck, and it's just a really good card. I like this card a lot. If I'm running blue-green, I'll probably try to fit a couple of those in there. So I put some in there just for the added defense, the revenge blocker. We can kill, you know, if our opponent swings with something big and strong, we can block it with this and kill it. And then we've got 4 of the Majin Boos. This is our Floodgate. This is our Topo, along with the Dormants, along with the Pan. Secret Rare. That's a lot of Floodgate potential. But we also just want some regular negates. So we've got the Homicidal Clones that also give us a blocker. Very good. When we have our Unison, our Dormants will be free. And then the rest of the deck is all cards big cards that help us get multiple cards under our Dr. Wheelo's Lab. So we've got this guy. He's a blocker. He's got Revive. I'm sorry. I thought Steadfast had the Revive, but that's another Android 16. But this guy's got Revive, so he's a blocker. We can block 2 attacks with this guy. He's very defensive. He makes us choose 1 card in our hand and place it under Dr. Wheelo's Lab and draw a card. So most of what you're seeing, all these Frenzied Warriors, this guy, they're putting our own cards under our Dr. Wheelo's Lab. But we also have other cards like Our Frenzied Warrior Piccolo. This is a very good card in the deck. You have to have Bond 3, so you're going to have to make sure you have 2 other battle cards on the field when you play this guy so that you get your Bond 3 effect, but he does have to flex, so he'll be pretty safe when you play him. And if you have one of these cards reduces the Frenzied Warrior, which he is by 1 energy, so he becomes a 3 energy card. It's this guy. Reduce the energy cost of all Frenzied Warriors in your hand by 1. So you want to get one of these guys on the board. This is also a Dr. Cochin that we can play off of our Unison. So that is good. This guy, when we play him, we're usually going to choose this first effect. When you play this card, choose one. Your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand and places them under your Dr. Uiro's lab. So now we're ripping our opponent's hand and putting them under our lab. This card's very good for the deck. We've also got this big guy, which we can play off of our... This is a 4 less cost Dr. Wheelo for the second effect of our Unison. So we can play him out for free with our Unison for -2. He's a blocker. He's got Revive again. When you play this card, choose up to 2 battle cards in your opponent's drop area and place those cards under your Dr. Wheelo's lab. So we're taking stuff out of our opponent's drop area. We're taking stuff out of our opponent's hand. And then our big bomb, our finisher, we have this at 4 because we really want to see this once, maybe twice. Play this once or twice. What this does, it's very expensive. It costs 6 energy. But once we get to 6 energy and we play this guy, we get to place either the top 6 cards of our deck under our Dr. Wheelo's lab, or choose 6 cards in our drop area and place them under our Dr. Wheelo's lab. So if we have not seen our secret rare from our deck yet, we're probably going to choose this second option if we have 6 cards in our drop area, because we don't want to risk putting our secret rare under our lab. But often you'll be doing this first option, and that's 6 cards. Hopefully by this time you've got 11 cards under your thing. You play this and you win the game. But sometimes you won't. You'll have to make it one more turn. So if you play him, you have a pan in your hand. You pan the following turn, and then the next turn you play another one of these. That's why we run this at 4. It's also a blue card. We're not going to be wanting to charge a lot of dual colors because of energy exhaust. So usually turn 1 will charge a dual color. The rest of the time we're going to be charging greens. But we need to charge 1 more blue energy because this guy requires 2 specified blue. So you may charge a copy of itself because there's 4 copies of it. But you're definitely, late in the game, you're going to want to have 1 or 2 of these in your hand. Hit them 2 turns in a row with these, then you pretty much win the game. We've got some Sensu Beans, of course, because we got blue in the deck. And that is pretty much a quick rundown of the deck. So let's get in the gameplay. I'll let you guys know the first game is very quick. It was my first build of this deck. It was not built optimally. I put a lot more of the Android 16 stuff in it, and it was more relying on like Arrival and dual colored stuff, and I had forgotten this card. So the first game doesn't go so well, but the second game is with pretty much this build right here. I changed 1 or 2 cards in it. I bumped this up to 4. And I did one other thing that I can't remember. But that's about it. Oh, I bumped this guy up to 4 because this guy's pretty good and he's a 1-drop. But pretty much this is my final draft, my final build, and this is what we have in the second game. The second game goes much better than the first game, but I wanted to show you how it can go badly if the deck isn't built right, and then I wanted to show you how it can go better if the deck is built right and you're playing against not a super meta deck. But let's get into the gameplay right now, boys. Welcome back, guys, to the gameplay for Theme Deck Thursdays. I am your voiceover extraordinaire expert, Josh. All right, so game 1, we're playing against a random person that I found that joined a game that I made on Untap one day. My first time ever playing with Dr. Wheelo. I built it. I put too much of the Android stuff in there. I figured if I'm doing a lot of blue-green, I can put some Steadfast in here, and then that other Android 16 that you see in my hand, that's the one with Revive. I ended up taking that guy out completely. He's also, I think he's free combo power if you have blue-green in your energy. Free dual color combo. I can't remember right now, but I forgot to put my thing out. He let me put it out, my field card. Turn 1, we just charge a blue-green. That's going to be pretty standard with this deck. Unfortunately, we're playing against Vegeks, which, as everybody knows, can go hyper aggro really quick and get a lot of swings in the early game, which will be a problem with this against this Dr. Wheelo deck. And he's got the True Fighting Spirit out. He off his mill, I think he got the Vegeta, he got the Kai, he got another True Fighting Spirit out. Now apparently we're playing we didn't establish this beforehand, but apparently we're playing pre-ban list in this game, because Frozen Crix is dropping. You know, I didn't even bring that up in the game. Actually, this game I might have recorded this game. I can't remember when I recorded it, but I might have recorded it before the ban list was announced. So I can't totally hate on Frozen Crix for this play. Anyway, to my turn 2. So I got my Cam blocking my life, but I'm down to 4 life. My turn 2, he's already got me down to 4 life. I pretty much know this game is, you know, we got a problem. And not to mention, I don't even really know what I'm doing with the deck at this point. So I play the 1-drop. You know, that's good. Get your 1-drop out there if you don't have your Unison. It'd be better to get your Unison out. I have my Unison in my hand, and I actually probably maybe should have played it that turn, and then I could have used my +1 to play that 1-drop. So that was a misplay that I just caught. But I played my 1-drop, and then I swing my leader, get a steadfast out. The reason I'm doing this is basically I don't have a floodgate. Well, I do have a floodgate in my hand. Yeah, I'm doing all kinds of misplays. Unless I awaken here. But I wanted to get a revenge blocker out. Basically because I know he can go pretty heavy aggro. And then I think I'm going to awaken here. And if I awaken, my life has to be down to 3. Okay, so I know I can awaken to get my 2 energy back to play my Majin Buu. So I'm just playing hyper defensive right now. Maybe that's my reasoning behind not just playing my Unison and going in the Frenzy Warrior. Or I just misplayed. But I might not have realized what the Unison did yet. I mean, when I built the deck, I realized, of course, but you know, you forget things. Anyway, it's Frozen Crix's turn. If I remember, they're going to go pretty aggro on us right now. I'm planning on just dropping down to 3. So here's this Goku. So I'm planning on just dropping down to 3, awaken, use the Buu. But unfortunately, Frozen Crix is pretty smart. Swings here with the Goku. At my leader, I think, okay, it's a 30k single strike. I'm going to take that. So no response. Champa. Boom. It's a double strike. You see, I laughed there. I was like, ah, God, the Champa. No. So now he drops me down to 2, which this is a problem now because he swings again. Was that a dual attack Goku? Swings again, I block with my android. And then on activate battle, I awaken. Get my energy. Then he's going to swing again, and I'm going to Buu. Unfortunately, Frozen Crix has some cards in their hand and can swing through a Buu, pitch some cards, you know. Still combo pretty high with Supreme Kais and things like that. So we're in trouble here, basically, is what I'm saying. There's my 2. There's the Buu. I got to pitch a card. I pitched the Unison because
I can't combo it. And then because of his Gokus on the board, I totally forgot about the Gokus, by the way. I was just thinking about surviving. Maybe I did. Maybe I remember the Gokus in the game, but just now I totally forgot the Gokus were going to happen. So the Goku's happen now. My hand is small. He brings out the thwarting, and I laugh because I kind of knew it was coming. Super combo, Supreme Kai. That's a big old thwarting. And he pitches from the boo. He's got one card still in hand. Oh, he's comboing more. Yeah, he combos everything. And I'm like, I don't got nothing. And that was two. That was another double strike. And he won. All right, but now we're playing against Mario, the boy. Now I've put a little more time into reworking the deck. There were some cards that I missed. I checked out some other decks, saw some gameplay, and rebuilt the deck. This is still an original. This is my build of it. And Mario is playing a unique draft box Vegeta leader, which tells me he's going with a multicolor combo again. This is True Rainbow, he calls it. True Rainbow Vegeta. And things go a lot better this game. So there's my turn 1, I did my dual color. My turn 2, I did my Unison. Then I play out the 1-drop. So there's the proper line. And Vegeta, he swings. I pass turn to him. I'm also not as afraid of super crazy aggro in this game. That card I ended up taking out of the deck, and I ended up putting a 4th 1-drop in there. 4th Kishimi. Because that card is just confusing. There's not a lot of villainous cards in the game. I just took it out. I only had it in there for testing just to see what it did. Plus, it was themed. That card, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's a villainous card. It was a special rarity that they came out with, I believe, in set 8. Malicious Machinations. I can't remember what the rarity's called, but anyway, everything's going right in this game. I boo, except for my hand size. My hand size is crippling. I booed that turn just in case he went aggro, because I'm not totally sure what he's trying to do with this deck. But turn 4, I get my Frenzied Warrior. Did not have the guy out to reduce his energy cost. That would have been nice. So if you have that Dr. Cochin in your hand, you use your Unison to play out the Dr. Cochin. Well, yeah, that would drop my Unison down to 2. I kind of like having my Unison at a higher marker number with this deck because it keeps my Dormants and my Frieza Charismatics online. We're not seeing any of those. My hand is really small. He's swinging. And Mario knows he's on a timer. He's played this deck himself. He's played against it. He knows the deck. He knows he's on a timer. So far, I've gotten my Frenzied Warrior, got 2 cards out of his hand onto my side, and then my Kishimi put 1 card out there. So I've got 3 cards. Those cards off on to the right are the cards that are under my Dr. Wheelo's lab. So he gets out a Raider's Warcry. And he Hatchiacks. An early game Hatchiack. Dropping the hatch on the board for my turn, so I can't go crazy aggro. That's okay. I can still do some things. I can put a Unison under my Unison, keep my markers high, and then I'm -2 to play out that Dr. Wheelo's lab. And when this card is placed in your drop area, my Unison's ability let me take one of his battle cards off the field. I could have taken 2, but his cards were too high of energy. With my Unison's ability there, I just did the -2. So things are looking good. I've got 4 cards under my lab. I'm able to get a Steadfast on the board. My board's looking good. But Mario's got some Floodgates in his deck. He's got some Floodgates, but I'm not trying to swing at him. If I wanted to go, I could swing with a lot of damage. But really what I'm trying to do is get that Wincon. So we've got 4 cards. We're up to 6 energy. Hand is so small, but in my hand, I've got Pan and I've got my 6-drop. So I play the 6-drop. I get 6 cards from my drop area. put them under my thing. So now there's 10. I believe there's 10 cards under my Dr. Wheelo's lab. Now I start swinging with stuff. I'm swinging at his board because I don't want to give him cards to his hand from his life. He's only got 3 cards in hand. I've only got 2 cards in hand. But check this turn out. I pass turn. Don't do a lot of swinging. I've got a revenge blocker. I've got a pan in my hand. And I'm ready to play it. Why I didn't just... Oh. I'm trying to save the pan as long as possible. So, I have blockers on the field. I might as well use them. I got revenge blockers. There's another blocker. I'm doing a lot of blocking. I'm at 2 life. He passes turn. So I didn't have to use the pan. Now I'm trying to think about what I should do. Swing to get the card draw. Boom, I got my other 6-drop. I'm like, yes. Okay, good. And we got a Kashimi. So I play the 6-drop. No response. That's 6 more. So I've got 16 cards under my Dr. Wheelo's lab now. I use my Unison to +1 and play out the Kashimi, but Mario God ceilinged it. That happened really fast, but I'm thinking I'm just going to play Pan this turn, and then I'll get him next turn. He uses his Zeno's ability to wipe my battlefield. And then I realize, oh crap, now I can't play Pan because I don't have any energy. So we're in a bit of trouble, but I have Dormant. I use Dormant. And we managed to survive that. He's going to attack with his leader, Saiyan Instincts. I've got to survive this turn. He doesn't have a lot of attacks. So we're able to survive the turn. It comes back to me. Let's see.
Look what I just drew. So, no charge. Shake this. +1. That. Response. Draw to play. Draw 1. That's 17. I win the game. And then the card I just drew off my draw was the card that you sent back to my deck. Was this boy. So I can't really count all those, but I'm pretty sure that's 17. But if it's not, there's 6 more. And then a pan for the defense. Well, I wouldn't have had energy for it, but we pulled off the Wincon. But it was it. I'm gonna be honest. That deck you're playing looks a little janky. I'm not sure what you're going for there, but yeah, I don't know if I would have been able to beat a strong like meta deck. It's true rainbow. Yeah, you got everything. All right, guys, that is it for this episode of Theme Deck Thursdays. That is my Dr. Wheelo deck. I know it's spelled dr.uiro, but it's pronounced Dr. Wheelo in the world's strongest movie and all that stuff. So I call him Dr. Wheelo. It's Dr. Wheelo. Let me know what you think of the deck. Let me know if you've ever played this deck, what kind of changes you would make to my deck if you've played it, and if you like it, drop it in the comment section. Please drop a thumbs up if you like the video, and subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I make new videos. All the good stuff. You guys can catch me on Twitch TV/Dragonball Junkie if you ever want to play a game of Dragon Ball against me, or watch me play any of the other games that I play on Twitch and on this channel. But until next time, watch the video, watch the playlist. I'll see you guys later next Thursday. I'm out. Peace.